For topic one today, I want to play a quick game of Portal Tiermaker. We always get shit on for doing Tiermaker topics and not showing the tiers on screen. So, JK, if you're listening to this, figure it out.
That's it?
Well, yeah, I just would like to place the blame on someone that's not me.
Yeah, let's do that.
Because that, like, the way we produce these, there's literally no way for me to put it on screen. It would have to come on the producer.
And also in my head, like that inherently is a role as a producer. You take blame for things
Yeah.
that maybe aren't necessarily your fault, but do it.
Well, I mean, that's all we did at the Final Four was yell at JK, and we would just be like, "Do this," and then he'd be like, "Well, you could do it," and then it wouldn't get done. And in the end, we like would hug and take pictures. So, yeah. Long story short, listeners, if you want a tier maker on screen, JK should do it. He probably won't do it. We also didn't tell him to do it until now, and it's not going to happen. But blame him, not me.
Yeah. That
Okay,
works for
so
me.
now that we have that established, what I'd like to do is I'd like to go through every committed player in the portal and basically assign it to a tier. So imagine we did have a tier maker. There's like S tier, it's the perfect fit, perfect ad, it's gonna go great. Then there's B, C, D, F.
Okay.
Is there A also?
Should be.
Let me check with tier maker.
Never use tier maker
Yeah,
mod.
there's an A. S, A, B, C, D, E, F.
Okay.
Okay. So what goes in the S tier? Let's pick like three portal commits and put them in each tier.
Okay. Uh so S has gotta be Yaxel's gotta be in there, correct?
Perfect fits, it's gonna go great.
Yaxel.
I would say, yeah, if we think he's gonna play.
I feel like we gotta assume for this.
You want to assume for this?
Yeah.
Okay, then we can put Yaxel. So we think Yaxel is the best portal get, if it's a get.
I think it belongs in this tier, yes.
Okay, I'm fine with that. All right, we need two more
Um
in the S.
So are you looking more fit here, or where are you looking best player?
I think it's you're looking for a mix. We're looking for like it's a 10 out of 10 from the school side, 10 out of 10 from the player side. They're going to have a career year. It's going to work. Production's going to be great.
Rob
Like we're
Wright,
looking for star production in the S tier.
Rob Wright.
I think he'd be at least one tier down. It's a good
Okay,
fit, but it's not great. So a couple that come to mind for me.
Conwell.
I think there's too much Louisville competition would be my argument. Here,
Okay,
the two that come to mind for me, Owen Freeman taking the caulk role.
yeah, the production's going to be there for sure.
It's going to be there. And then Donovan Dent, UCLA,
It's
with
like
with
easy guy.
all the guards out, and he's the guy.
He's the guy.
That would be, I think, my three answers. But I'm willing to listen to others if you have others. I just feel like we could see first team All American years from all those guys, and I wouldn't be surprised.
What about Jacoby Gillespie?
I think with Ament in the fold, it's still a really good fit, but it's not S tier because he's not going to be like a first team All American.
Okay,
Haggerty, depending on where he goes. Like if Haggerty went to Florida, I think he'd be S tier, but
right. Xavier Lee doesn't not S tier. I'm guessing from you.
not for me. No,
Okay, what about Darion Williams? Like, are we just assuming like because there's some
he's
guys that
uncommitted.
okay, so we're leaving uncommitted guys out. Okay, I feel good about that. I would want to add Ryan Conwell though. I think he's going to be absolutely incredible in that Louisville system, and I think even with the guards they have, I think he's going to assert himself as like the guy.
So I'm pulling rank. We're only putting three in each tier. Conwell can be the first in the A tier. Conwell is the first name officially locked into the A tier. Now we need two more.
Uh,
Perfect fits, big upside. Maybe not first team All American upside, but we like everything else.
I mean, I do like Bennett Sturts with what I was done.
Yeah, just coming with his coach makes it a little less like poppy for me. I'd be
Yeah,
okay with like Gillespie, Rob Wright here. I'd
I'd
be
actually like to go Gillespie, Silas Demery.
I'm okay with that too. We interrupt this sleepers video to tell you about an offer from Underdog Fantasy. Cart, you love Underdog Fantasy, correct?
Of course I do. Can I have a moment real quick?
Please. Thank you for that. In fact, I'm going to cut you off because our listeners like when we keep these short and sweet. Underdog Fantasy. Sign up as a new user. Use promo code SLEEPERS. Get bonus funds up to $1,000, 50% of your deposit match. The NBA playoffs are rocking right now. I played Underdog last week with a Cade Cunningham line. I'm looking forward to doing it throughout the entire first round of the NBA playoffs, but there's more. You can place picks on golf. You can place picks on baseball. You can place picks on the NHL playoffs that are rocking right now. Join Underdog Fantasy, promo code SLEEPERS. Support this show so that we can keep bringing videos to you. Back to the video.
I think that's where I'd go.
I like that. Okay, Conwell, Gillespie, Demery, 3 point guards, or I guess Conwell's not a point, but three guards that we think are going to be studly that picked great systems for themselves in
Yeah.
the A tier. Okay, to the B tier.
Uh, ooh. Does Quaintness belong in this tier?
I was going to say Quainton's taking the Amari Williams role.
Quaintness taking the Amari Williams role. Now I think we get to Rob Wright.
Quaintance and Rob Wright. Okay. And then I feel like a couple you've already mentioned that we kind of just sort of glossed over, but I wouldn't hate here. Xavier Lee. That is a big time get, even if I'm a little skeptical of it.
Would you put Xavier Lee or Keyshawn Hall at this spot first?
I think I'd go Lee.
I think let's go Lee.
Okay. So Xavier Lee as the B tier ad. C tier ad. So again, now we're getting to the connotation where it's like a bad ad. These are still not bad ads, but just like not the upside as others. I have a sneaky one I'd like to throw out because
Please.
before we even knew that this guy was being recruited by them, I said that Nick Davidson should go to Clemson, and he ended up at Clemson. And I just think it's the perfect like Shefflin, PJ Hall replacement.
I'm fine with that.
All right, so we're gonna put Nick Davidson in the C tier. I think he's gonna thrive at Clemson.
That's a solid one.
I'd be okay putting Sturts here if you want to. Like we could literally just do like Sturts and Tucker DeVries.
Ooh.
Oh, Wilkerson.
We love Lawan Watts, but I know like that's more of a fit scenario.
Well, okay, maybe C tier is like just fits we really like. Cause I like Davidson at Clemson, Lawan Watts at Texas Tech,
Yeah, and then
Nick Boyd,
Nick Boyd at Wisconsin.
Nick
Yep.
Boyd, Wisconsin. Yeah, okay. So now into the D tier. Like you have our attention, but maybe there's some questions.
So okay, question for you: should the other Keyshawn be higher? So I like the Keyshawn Murphy fit at Auburn.
I mean, I think Keyshawn Hall is a bigger ad than Keyshawn Murphy. But
Yeah, that's true. Okay, no, we'll keep moving. So this is one we question the fit.
I mean, when we get to F, it's got to be like bad fit. But
Okay,
for D, I think it's still like I don't know. It doesn't necessarily need to be bad. Maybe just like you have our attention, but like some questions. In this tier for me, Wesley Yates.
Big Z at Illinois.
Yeah, I like that. Let's put Wesley Yates, Big Z,
Mackenzie and Baco.
Mackenzie and Baco. I'm okay with that. Okay. All right, into E tier, where I think we need to be like somewhat yuck from one side, either the school side or the other. And then F tier, we just want like absolutely awful fits.
Um, Cannon Catchings at Georgia.
Sure, I like that.
Catchings at Georgia. What else do I put in this tier?
Like one of the Kansas ads, like Jaden Dawson.
I was gonna save Trey White for the one that's just awful.
All right, you want to save Trey White for the F tier?
Yeah,
All right, let's save him. Pop Isaacs would be F tier, I think.
yeah,
All right, you know what? Let's do the F tier as we're going. Pop Isaacs, Trey White are both F tier. So we need two more in the E tier and one more in the F tier. I was going to throw this out. Not that I'm like happy about it. I think you can make an argument that either Merez or Mara belong in the E tier. Probably not F because I think they're both like high upside enough guys. But like it's a little clunky down there.
yeah. I would put who would I put? I put maybe Mara there before anybody.
Can I make a proposal?
Yes.
Put Mara in the D tier, put Mbako in the E tier.
Deal.
All right. So Mara slides up, takes Mbako's. Mbako slides down to the E tier. And then we need one more E, one more F.
Mm, one more E, one more F. We already have him. We already have, oh. Can we pick one of the Oklahoma ads to put in here?
Like who? Who do you want?
Nigel Pack.
Yeah, let's put Nigel Pack in the E tier, like questions. And then we need one more just absolute yuck.
Heidi.
Heidi, Texas. That works.
Yeah.
All right. So our official portal tier maker. S tier, perfect. Yaxel Lendenberg, Owen Freeman, Donovan Dent. A tier, Ryan Conwell, Jacoby Gillespie, Silas Demery. B tier, Jaden Quaintance, Rob Wright, Xavier Lee. C tier, Nick Davidson, Lawan Watts, Nick Boyd. D tier, Wesley Yates, Vladimir Visic, and Damara, where there's upside but questions. E tier, Yuck, Cannon Catchings, Mackenzie Mbako, Nigel Pack. F tier, what the hell? Pop Isaacs, Trey White, Cam Heidi. I think we did a good job with that.
Did.